Perfect. 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 Perfect.
What's going on, good people? Welcome, 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 welcome. Hold on a second. I always start the show off, man, be like forgetting to do something. It's a little cold down here in Georgia, if you don't know. And shout out to Polk County School District for canceling school tomorrow. Appreciate you, all that you do. Had to cut the little space heater off, but it be getting a little nifty in my little room. Especially when it's supposed to be 11 degrees in Georgia. God almighty. Please pray for the homeless that's in Atlanta, buddy. I mean, I know it's got to be real. I've been outside before a long time with, not enough clothes on and that kind of, those kind of temperatures. And, man, it's hard to stay out there very long. And some of them don't have no other choices. So you can only imagine that they're probably trying to fill up some of these fast food restaurants just to get warm. But when them bad boys close and they got to get out, what do they do? So get your prayer on for them, man. But besides that, you know what? First of all, again, I'm shouting out my Michigan Wolverines. National champs. Let me put my mic up. Gotta get them some love every time I get on the mic. But also, my Detroit Lions, baby, with the dub. even though they did get away with a pass interference call at the end. I will say that. I can't even lie. I'm like, oh, that was legit. I mean, that was like, what, nowhere close. They should have missed that one. That wasn't like a sneak in. Nah, that should have been pass interference. I guess they made that decision. Like, listen, we're not making no calls. If you catch it, you catch it. This is the end. So either way, you know what? If you watch that game, it was a couple spots in that game where you could have been like, man, you know what? The Lions got played again. Cause you know what? It was that false call in I think it might have been the second quarter. No, the false call, but false start. They caught it on the Lion, but it was really encroachment, plain as day. It was encroachment. And the Lions was on there. They was marching to put themselves in position to score anywhere. But however, you play the game for 4 quarters. If you score more, then you deserve to win. The other team didn't score more, so it is what it is. But shout out to the Lions, man. But good people, listen, man. Welcome, happy Monday. I don't know if it's cold where you're at, but it's pretty cold where I'm at. Shout out to Sonic Knuckle Tails. He chimed in early. He on my. I don't know why he didn't pop up on the screen, but he popped up down here. But also, if you say something here, your comment will pop in on the stream. Let's see. Once again, the news cycle has picked up some, but nothing really substantial. I wanted to start to talk tonight about Prince of Persia, man, because the demo is out. If you have a Nintendo Switch, the demo is not on PC. I don't think. I tried to look for it on PC, but I would say the Nintendo Switch version, man, is pretty good. I mean, extremely good. What's going on, Basil? How you doing, my brother? The Prince of Persia demo, man, is definitely worth the you want to check that out. I mean, don't put yourself in a position. Go check that out, man. Oh man, I'm very impressed with what I've been playing so far. I haven't finished the demo yet, but man, from the quality of the dialogue to the quality of the animation to the quality of the actual gameplay, A1 all across. A1. Steve M in the building, man. What's going on, Steve? About to say, yo. Steve M says, go Packers, go. How about them Right. How about them Cowboys? Oh man, I got some. My pastor is from Tennessee, and he lives here in Georgia. But he is a diehard Cowboys fan, so I had to hear it. But he admitted like, hey, the Lions got robbed, and I was like, man, listen, the Cowboys are not that good. But man, the Packers made the Cowboys look like a high school team. Whew, man. So shout out to the Packers. You know what? I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think if the Packers play, if they play like this when they go, I think they play San Francisco. If they play like this when they play San Francisco, man, San Francisco, boy, they better watch out. Ooh, you better watch out. So, yeah, man, that game was ugly. But you know what? The great thing about the Lions gets another home playoff game. Crazy, right? If the Packers beat San Francisco, the NFC Championship comes through Detroit. If Detroit wins, because against Tampa Bay or Philly. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would prefer to play Tampa Bay. But you know what? Listen, I think either one, man. I think we can be competitive with either one. But man, that's. I think San Francisco don't want to play Green Bay because Jordan Love is playing lights out. He throwing that thing like he on a mission. Let me get Steve M on the board. Got Basil on the board. Basil Wati said, man, I have a PSVR 2 now. Got over the motion sickness. Now turning the brightness down will I think help that. I don't know why I did that when his whole comment is on the board. I got to get out of that habit. You know what, man? I have been speaking of VR. I have been talking with my son, and my son came to me and was like, "Dad, this is my oldest son. My oldest son. He's 20. He just turned 26, and he out there in the world. He got him a good little job. Doing good things with his money." He was like, "Dad, are you getting that Apple Provision?" I was like, "Dave, man, that thing's quite expensive." He's like, "No, but Dad, are you getting one?" I was like, "Man," and so I said to my son, Dave, I said, "Man, are you getting one?" He was like, "I am." So my son getting one, and I'm like, man, oh man, oh man. I don't know, man. Then you watch CES. I mean, and then you see like some of these other like glasses headsets that allows you to play your games on your headset. And I said, oh man, I hope Apple will allow that avenue. They might not. But I am thinking about it because pre-orders for that bad boy is this Friday. So if I gotta do it, I gotta be locked in, ready to go. Pressure, boy, pressure. My son provided me the pressure. All right, so Steve M says, I hope we get Packers versus Lions for the NFC Championship game. Listen, that would be crazy, man. That would be absolutely phenomenal. At Ford Field, man, them tickets is something like that, man. Like, oh man, I want to go. But I ain't. But listen, if I'm talking about getting a PS, not PS, but a PlayStation Vision Pro. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be able to go. But you're right, Steve, man. That Packers versus Lions NFC Championship game will be cray. Steven says, I'm not playing much games as part of my New Year's resolution. Okay. To get my tendonitis under control, but I played some of the Prince of Persia demo on the Switch, and it's really good. Yeah, thoroughly impressed, man. Thoroughly impressed. I would definitely be picking that one up. Yep. I like Metroidvanias. Like I really like Metroid Dread and Hollow Knight. That's just one of my favorite genres of video games. And so yeah, this was without a doubt. I'm like after the first intro, man. The only thing I didn't like though, I mean, they make you sign up for what is that? Whatever Ubisoft Connect. They make you sign in. They make you like you can't play the demo unless you sign up. And I don't like that. Don't make me sign up for your server for you to bombard me with emails. I didn't like that. But I'm thinking about it. Oh man, ooh. But besides that, man, listen, it's a good experience. Definitely worth. I tell you this much. Definitely play the demo. Definitely worth it. All right. See, Steve M says, no, that's Basil YT says, too much money for me. It is a lot of money, man. It is a lot of money, man. But you know what? That's one of the things. Like like really, gaming dad should be gaming geek. I should have put that should have been my name, Gaming Geek Dad. That's what it should have been because hey geeky, because I like I'm just I like technology for some reason, but man, I don't know, man. I gotta watch some more videos. I got a little time before Friday. I gotta watch some more videos. I gotta convince myself that if I get this thing, how can I make some money off of it? That's the key. How can I make some money? I'm gonna put Geeky on the board. Oh, Geeky, you know what? I have to send Ben his card. Geeky, I will send his card. If I'm correct, I won last week, and so I was supposed to pass off to Ben. I will make sure I send that off. I kind of forgot this. charge it to my head, not to my heart. Tell Ben I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get it to him. It just clicked in my head. The same thing. I was like, you know what? That's the reason why. Say Round Tripper says hello. Sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion on your channel views. Oh, so they out there. Those bots are out there. Listen, they be out here tough. Let's see. Let's see. Bazit says, let me go with the Bazit's comment. So got to say, Gran Turismo 7 with my Logitech G29 in VR has taken the game to a different level. I can only imagine if you got a quality headset. That's one thing that's okay. So like when it comes to VR, I have like the Quest 2 was like my first experience of having a VR headset on. And so I was impressed. I was like, oh, it ain't the best, but I was like, man, this is a nice experience. And then the Quest 3, I was like, oh man, this is a lot better than the Quest 2. You know, it got us thinking about the Quest 3, like, oh man, should I get me one? You know, I bought my wife one for Christmas and she loves it. But then there's good old Apple. And you know what? I can only imagine the PSVR 2 and the quality of that headset. So I can only imagine. That thing just got to come down in price. But you know what? But on top, this is my issue with the PSVR 2. It just don't have. I haven't seen a game yet to say, you know what? I have to have this. I haven't seen one yet, so I got some things to think about. Geeky said, okay, oh, got you, Geeky. I'm telling you, listen, I promise you, I'll make sure I send it. Matter of fact, the card is laying right here in front of me. I don't know why I didn't send it out. So it's not even like I didn't have the card. I had it like right here. But I'll make sure that I get that out to him this evening right after the show. All right. This says, Steve said, I think the Apple VR lets you use Microsoft Office. Maybe one day I can convince my job to let me use it, but it's got to get cheaper. Yeah, I think eventually it has to get cheaper. I just want to see what else I need to be convinced of what else does it offer. I like the fact of being able to work simultaneously while having a TV show up, while, you know, to have the multitude of screens. That to me was exciting. So I got to see some more evolution of the software. But I'm excited, man. I'm like my son, boy. He sold me like I said, but you should work for Apple, because I was like, man, I didn't even think about some of the things my son said. It's like, you know what? But you know what? I got to do some more research. I need to know, like, hey, what is battery life like? You know, all that good stuff. I need some details. So I'm thinking about it. So, a couple of things we're talking about tonight. Of course, Prince of Persia. I think that game is definitely probably worth the $50. I had some coins on my. Speaking of that, man, have anybody been in the GameStop lately? I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, man. I just want to reiterate, man. GameStop. You hear that? This is the last year I will indulge your pro system, because now that I can't use my points. I can't let my points build up anymore. 2, I can't use my points to buy digital items. Those 2 things alone kept me coming back to y'all store. And now it's like, man, buddy, I don't know if I come back to your store. I'll be finding some other avenues to buy my products. And I hate that, because, you know, I think eventually, after this next go around the Switch, man, GameStop is probably not going to be there, man. You know, they didn't keep up with the times, man. I think they took for granted that, hey, this video game system was strictly going to be cartridge based for the remainder of their careers, and they're finding out surely but surely that it's not. And so now we're in these situations where, man, like, what do you do? Let's see. Icon since 1987. What up, though? He said, what up, Gaming Dad? First time I've been able to catch a stream live. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. And you know what, Icon since 1987? I'm just going to call you 1987. 1987 was a wonderful year for me, man. I'm telling you. 1987, I was 12 years old, buddy. The boy was 12 in the D. Icon since 1987. I like that. I got you on my board. So listen, man, we give out a free Nintendo eShop card every Monday night. And by you coming into the chat tonight and then catching us live and dropping a comment, man, you have entered the wheel, my friend. Let's see if I can pull it up without it is doing something stupid. Oh, there it is. Oh, I had Captain C's old comment from last week. Delete. So yeah, there you are right there, man. You're on the wheels of steel, man. And matter of fact, by this be your first time catching me, your boy Gaming Dad is on the wheels. See, that's GD. GD in the blue. I'm gonna give you twice the opportunity to win your $10 eShop card tonight. And also, man, currently, man, we're broadcasting live on Twitter at gaming_dad3 and on Twitch at gamingdad1906. So if you jump on Twitch or anything like that, just go in and drop a comment, and man, you'll be put on the board another time. And hit the follow button. Would appreciate you. All right. Let's get back. Oh, we got the screen up. Oh, man, come on, man. Oh, there we go. Switch 2 swirls as major Nintendo games go out of stock. I don't know what to make of this story. You know, I think a lot of people have made a lot of this story because of the fact that, you know, yes, you know, how often do we get to see this many games go out of stock? But we got a new system on the horizon. You know, of course, Nintendo is going to try to regain some of that money. I think Nintendo is going to find some ways to get people to either double dip, or this could be a sign that it might not be backwards compatible. Sorry, good people. I had to give me a squeak again. So I don't know. This could be, you know, I think this is definitely a sign that, hey, Nintendo is prepping for something. And the likelihood of them prepping for, to say, a Switch 2 is probably more than likely. But it's so hard to say, because Nintendo, they know they got their pulse on the gaming community right now. Their hand is on it. And once they hit the button, buddy, it's going to go pandemonium crazy. But real quick, good people, listen, man. Hey, take advantage of this opportunity, man. Jump off the screen real quick and just hit that like button. Take your screen. You're watching it on your phone or your tablet or something. Hit the button. Hit the like button for me. Kindly appreciate it, man. Kind of helps out the channel. It doesn't cost you nothing. But it would be a blessing to me. So I'm just asking. If you're on Twitch or anything else, you know what? Hit the follow button. Kind of would appreciate it. So, yeah, you know what? What's going on, Captain C? I see you jumped in the chat. But yeah, man, listen, I think this year's going to be great. I think we all are impatient, but anticipating something great. We just got to pray that it is something great. While I have the attention on my head, don't forget to get your vote on. The poll question of the night is, and I've asked this before, but I haven't asked it in this kind of way. Should Xbox Game Pass be available on other consoles? You know what? So listen, when I answer this question, is it like, if I answer it for me, or am I answering this for Nintendo? So I'm gonna answer them both. I think for me, absolutely. If I'm paying for Game Pass, I want to know more systems, especially portable ones. That right there is a no-brainer. But for Nintendo, it benefits Nintendo to a degree. It benefits Nintendo because now you're going to have Xbox fans going to say, hey, I mean, I really don't need an Xbox system. The only thing I have it is to play Game Pass. And now if I pay my Game Pass games on my Nintendo Switch, that save data is going back and forth. So you, in essence, turn Nintendo and their popularity into a Simon, kind of like almost like a Steam system. So now you got these benefits. So it benefits both companies financially, but I think it hurts Xbox's brand. I think it hurts Xbox. Yeah, you get Xbox Game Pass, but I think having a console just really puts a foothold and a stake in their brand to jeopardize that. You play them a week, and then you see even though Sony has probably made money putting some of their games onto Steam and onto PC. But did it hurt the brand overall? I think so, man. Cause they already didn't have think about it like this. If I am a PC owner, what is really motivating me to go get a PS5? It's not a whole lot. I can get it and then optimize it on my PC. Dangerous territory, but you know what? Listen, that's why I'll stick with my gun. My favorite system is Nintendo. Probably will be Nintendo. Captain C, what you got to say? But he said, "Yo, Gamey Dad, what's the last Switch game you probably I don't know what that word is, up before the release of the Switch 2?" Pickup. Okay, all right, there we go. Oh man. You know what? I'm not sold yet on Princess Peach. I got to see more of it. I was like, but I'm picking up Prince of Persia hands down. The pre-order is already in. I'm definitely picking up Prince of Persia. If Luigi's Mansion comes out before the Switch 2, that will probably be my other first party Nintendo Switch title. Right now, it's not a whole lot else that I would want to pick up. Luigi's Mansion probably would be my last. Maybe the 1,000-Year Door, but for me personally, hands down, it's probably going to be Luigi's Mansion whenever that drops in Prince of Persia. I don't have anything unless they drop something else. Unless there's Plunky Squire. If Plunky Squire comes out, that's probably a pickup for me. If Silk Song drops before the Nintendo Switch 2, that's probably a pickup for me. But besides first party, that's about it from the Switch front. Because, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been playing a lot more Steam stuff, and I've been playing my Final Fantasy 16. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, man. I haven't played it on the Switch. I've watched some of the gameplay on Bazard's channel. Y'all give a shout out to Bazard YT. But I like the game, and I've been playing it on my Steam Deck, and it's phenomenal. I really like playing it on my Steam Deck. Really like it. And I've been playing some Mario. I've been playing Mario Wonder. But yeah, man, I don't see a whole lot of reasonings to pick up new Switch titles where, you got hardware that's a tad bit more powerful that's out there and available. Now I'm trying to get my Lenovo Go to kind of, I'm trying to get the settings and stuff right, so some of my games that I like to play, like Madden, will run right. Because Madden is not running right, and I'm trying to figure it out, man. But it's starting to make me mad. Don't know how to fix it yet. So anybody know anything? Help. Boy, that was good. I'm not a big Sprite fan, but man, when you're thirsty and it's cold, hook your boy up with that Sprite. Let's see. 1987 says, I agree with you about Game Pass. If it's on the Switch 2, I would definitely resubscribe to the service. Yeah, because it just gives you those options. Like, this is a side note, man. You know what? When we talk about these conversations, I hope Xbox is kind of listening, because I know I'm not the only content creator. Matter of fact, I just listened to Digital Foundry earlier today, talking about what Microsoft should do is create a Switch-like device, a handheld device by Xbox that plays your Game Pass games natively on the go. They could charge $6.99 and that thing would sell. That thing would absolutely be mind-blowing. And they can sell it for $6.99. And you can't tell me some people will say, oh, this is too expensive. But if it came through on the promise that play your native Xbox games portably on the go, no dip, no nothing, they can sell that thing for $6.99, $7.99. And it would sell. People will find ways to find money for that device, hands down, and it would cost it. Okay, would it be a straight competitor to the Switch? In essence, yes, but would it dominate Switch? No, but however, it would sell. It would sell. Okay, so Geeky says, hold on, let me. Captain C is funny. I just saw your comment. Captain C says, this live stream is brought to you by the great people at Sprite. Quench your thirst. So Geeky says Logitech G Cloud. Okay, so this is my question, Geeky, and only you can answer it because I believe you have one. Am I allowed to save my game on the Logitech G Cloud and then take it with me on the go? Now, if I can do that, because that to me, a portable experience is not being limited by if I'm on an internet connection. I want to be able to play if I'm not on an internet connection and I am on an internet connection. I want to play. I want either way. I want to be able to play, and I don't want to be limited. And if I can do that, then you know what? Put me on. Basil YT says Xbox Series S should be absolutely. They could have had, matter of fact, listen, they could have had the X and then the S handheld. They would have sold, because think about it, at that standpoint, you're buying both. Oh, absolutely, you're buying both. You got a handheld and then you got a console experience, and they can somehow, some way be able to like intertwine the games in between the console. Oh man, listen. Psh. Geeky says, no, I don't think so. You can download Google Play stuff. Let's see, yeah, but I could do that. We could do Google Play on the phone. See, that's why the G Cloud bows down. It's mainly for streaming games and does it really well. Okay, and now listen, don't me wrong. I think like if I was a homebody, then I'd be with that. I'll be okay with streaming games, but I'm always on the go. So for me, I'm like, man, the Switch is still the stuff. You know what? And speaking of Switch, where's my Switch? Okay, so I finally opened up the Nitro deck. Like I said, and I like it. And I like it. What I'm telling you what I don't like about it. What I don't like about it is the plastic is cheap. The plastic around it is cheap, and it's hard to get the screen out of this bad boy. It takes a little minute. You know, it's got a little release button here in the back, but even with the release, my bad. Sorry. Even with the release button, you got to kind of get in there. You got to kind of turn it upside down and then get your little finger in the groove, and then if like you don't got no fingernails, you know, you're gonna struggle getting this bad boy out. But once you get to that part, it slides out pretty well. You know what? All right, but it snaps in there really good. It's good to go. Great. The thumbsticks feel really. I mean, like the play experience is dope. The kickstand in the back is really thorough. At first, I didn't think it was any ports for this bad boy to charge it. Didn't have any pass through, but it does. They're underneath. If you see them, they're underneath right here. So I just want the D-pad is solid. I haven't tested it yet on any games. I used to use Pac-Man 99 as my litmus test, but I don't have Pac-Man 99 no more. So I had to go out and buy a Pac-Man game for the Switch, and so that's going to be my litmus test. And so I'm putting it through. I'm working on my review for it, and but so far I like it. I just wish the plastic was of a more durable quality, and that's really I mean, everything else is livable. You know, I could deal with everything else. But to me that's the issue, is that if this bad boy has some premium, like just a tad bit Greek, right now it's just really cheap plastic. I like the fact that the form factor is just a tad bit bigger than a regular Switch. And I like that. It's not like having it doesn't make your hand like holding a Batman boomerang or something. It's not way out here, Let me just bring my hands in. It's not having and trying to play. It's not like the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck, your hands are really out there. This right here keeps it the nice, intimate form factor. So I could definitely recommend picking up one if you just in love with your Switch. But you know what? If you know somebody that's new Switch owners, that's new to the ecosystem in year 7, I can recommend it to them. But any OG, I'd be like, nah, man, this let's just see what Nintendo has to offer us in 2024. You know what? This should have been the question of the night. Do you think Nintendo would really push it out to 2025? I think getting to 2025 will be a struggle. But, once 2025 made it here, I think we would be okay with it. But getting it there will be a struggle because people would complain. I think everybody would. Supersonic Maka J, I forgot to get you on the board, man. Let me switch off where I got you right here. Get you on the board real quick. All right. Captain C. I got to get you on the board, my brother. All right. Captain C is on the board. Did I forget anybody? Let me go search through real quick. Nope, that's it. All right. I think I got everybody. So far, a little short night tonight. Only 10 people. The poll question right now: should Xbox Game Pass be available on other consoles? And right now it's at a dead heap, 50-50. If you're on YouTube, man, get your vote on, because your vote matters. All right. Geeky says it would be a dry Christmas. It would be. It would be, because you got to think about what else is really coming out. And yes, we're going to talk about Sega's handheld, but that's the Sega handheld is different. It's not what I think you expect. I'm excited about it because I still like to play and collect retro games, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is not the same. I'm with Geeky on this one. It would be a real dry Christmas if that was our only option. All right, now listen. Quick side note. I don't know if it's a story. I think it's a story for this. Hold on. Let me see if it pops up. I'm going to come back to this Switch 2, but I'm looking for... Let's see if I can type it in. No. All right. It's the same story, but I'm just gonna talk about it as of today. You know what? Now your boy was telling you buy the Nintendo shares. I was telling you, and I'm still gonna say it, even at right now. Nintendo did a split, and I don't know. I'm trying to explain that what that means. They had a stop. They stock price at one point in time was like almost $60. No, it was almost $50, and they did a split. So they took the $50 price, and they said for every $50 share you own, we're gonna split that into 4, which would cut the price of per share down and allow more people to buy into their ecosystem. So it went from $50 down to like $12 or something. It was something 12 something. And so for a long time, the shares of Nintendo was around $10, right? And so I've been telling people, get in while you fit in. Buy. Because listen, I've made some nice little money off Nintendo because their stock prices continue to rise. Then this article right here was back on the 1st, and it has risen a whole full $1 from here. So like, say for instance, if you own a 100 shares of Nintendo, well, if you own 100 shares on January 1st, well, I would tell you probably made you about $150 if you got 100 shares, and you didn't have to do nothing for it. I'm telling you right now, the current price of Nintendo share, I think it's right around $14. When I was telling y'all about it, it was like sub 10. It was like $9, $10. I was like, we knew a switch was going to happen. Because this what happened last time. Back when, I remember when Nintendo shares was like $16. And this was before the Switch was even announced. I started buying shares at $16. Because I knew eventually, man, whenever this next thing is going to drop, the price is going to go up. Especially if I think it's going to be a success. The same thing is happening all over again. So I would just say, hey, for those of you out there who are investors, pick up some Nintendo stock. You're bound to make money this year. Just buy you some and hold it. I'm gonna say guarantee. I believe that if it's $14 right now and the thing hasn't even been announced yet, I think by the end of this year, it's gonna probably be in the $20 range. So what does that mean? That's only $6, right? But that's $6 per share. So if you own 100 shares right now at $14, well, at the end of the year, you'll probably make $600 for nothing. I'm just saying. All you gotta do is take some of your money, buy some, keep it to the side, you own it. And as Nintendo make money, you will make money. They pay dividends. They just don't pay dividends that often. It's like every 3 months they share their dividends. And it's a nice size dividend, but it's nothing like, you're not gonna get rich off of it unless you own a lot of their shares. Just want to put that out there, like, man, they're going to continue to make money because they have so much. Look what they have on the horizon. So that is my small Nintendo stock tip note. Don't play around, man. Jump on this. This is one to jump on. If you're trying to make you a quick buck, if you say, you know what, all right, I'm gonna stay in it for this year. I'm gonna wait till the Switch to come out and it starts to sell, and when it gets to a certain height, I'll pull out. All right. If right now, if you own 100 shares, and if you make your $500-$600, just sell it all, and this way you made $500 and it didn't cost you nothing. I'm just saying. I think Nintendo is a share to own and hold on to, and in times of need, man, if you need to pull back and sell some of them bad boys to take care of some business, you do what you got to do. Supersonic Michael J says, it must be nice not to get snow where you're gaming. Hold on now. Shout out, first of all, we don't get a lot of snow. Remember, your boy is from Detroit, so I'm used to. I mean, they got a ton of snow in Michigan. Everything on my Facebook feed from maybe all my friends in Michigan showed that we got a ton of snow. However, they listen. We haven't got any snow yet, but it's supposed to rain tonight, and then it's supposed to get like down to 11 degrees by tomorrow morning. So they canceled school for us tomorrow. I just hope we don't lose power. That was one of the things. Like right now, it's starting to rain where I'm at right now, and I'm hoping that we don't lose power. That's when it's cold and we lose power. That's when it sucks. But I am glad. I mean, to be honest, I miss the snow, but I'm glad I don't have snow where I'm at. I would prefer to be in Michigan because I know at least even with snow, life don't stop. Down here with snow, life it completely comes to a halt. People act like it's like the World War III. Everything you go to the store, everything is gone. All the milk, all the bread, all the beans, they're all gone, man. That's how it happens when it gets cold like this here. So hopefully, my stream ends at about 10 o'clock tonight, and I might better dip out to Walmart. My particular Walmart sucks because they close at 11. They close at 11 o'clock. So I need to go up there and pick up a couple things. I might even text my daughter during the stream. She might go for me. I don't know. Brother might need some snacks. Well, I'm gonna need something to cook in the morning. That's the key. No school tomorrow. Daddy might be on breakfast detail. I think I might do that. Have my daughter go pick up some eggs, and I'll cook breakfast in the morning for the babies. They ain't babies no more. They all high schoolers and young adults. All right, so definitely you want to check out. I don't know what I did that for. Check out that Nintendo, boy. Woo-wee. Make you a couple dollars. Be an investor. All right. Let's see. For some reason or another, man, I could not. I'm usually able to save my articles, but I couldn't save my articles today for some reason. I got on my phone. I got to figure that out. However, oh no, the article says GameStop is closing its NFT marketplace. Yeah, they should have been did that. See, once again, this dumb decisions. Why would you wait this long? I wonder how much money did they lose waiting to close this down. Like whoever came in and said, hey man, this is not a good investment. Let's go ahead and close this down. I don't even know how GameStop would sell this up. I mean, especially if the gaming systems go digital, they're going to turn themselves into like a retro mart, which could be semi-successful though, because I know a lot of gaming markets, who are pretty successful. So if Nintendo were to do that, that'd be something different. Icon says 1986. I am from Texas and can confirm we don't know how to act in this cold weather. We listen. Hey, you know what? I got a question for you. 1987. What part of Texas are you from? I got an older brother who lives in Plano, Texas, and he says the same. He echoes the same thing you say. Like, man, they don't know how to act. Like down here in Georgia, it's even worse. It's bad. I don't know how it is in Texas, but down here in Georgia, man, everything is like, their designs of this. You could tell like at one point in time, this probably be some kind of like, maybe a mountain or something. Cause everything is just all ups and downs and hills and turns and they don't treat their roads, and they a lot of the asphalt, they use a lot of asphalt down here instead of like, concrete. So you could tell a difference when you're on the road, and they don't do they don't have like salt factories around like in Detroit or somewhere up north. So it's just a different experience, man. Captain C says, is Bitcoin worth investing in these days? I will always say yes, because the market it's going to influx. So at one point in time this past week, Bitcoin jumped back up to like $48,000 a share. And before COVID, when even when Donald Trump was in office, I always go back to Donald Trump. He got some good, a lot of people don't like him, but he has some great policies when it comes to finances. And so, and it was $60,000 per share. So even with $60,000 per share, that's quite a bit. I mean, you don't have to own a lot of Bitcoin to be making money. And I own Bitcoin. I just don't own a whole lot of it, but I've made money off Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think it's a good little spot. The only thing about investing, you just can't live by it day by day and be watching it like a hawk. You can do that, but you'll drive yourself crazy. But it's definitely I would say yes, absolutely to that question. I mean, you got to with Bitcoin, you're going to play the long game. Yeah, I think right now, to me, I would bet on Bitcoin, and any I would look for investments that pay monthly dividends. To me, that's matter of fact. I tell you, if I was a new investor, that's where I would start. I would say, look at companies that pay monthly dividends. So that means after I pay my money in, they pay me a dividend every month. That means they're giving me money back. All right. So I'm looking at those kind of investments. I'm looking at an investment into a company that I currently like and support. All right. Tell people that too. It's easier to invest into something that you like. So a lot of people like Apple. It's easy to best invest into Apple because, I like Nintendo. So to buy Nintendo shares was easy for me. So you got to look at what you like and what you kind of use. Like, look at your daily life. Like, what do I use? Who controls that? And then invest into that. And then, three, of course, saying having some kind of financial investment is good. I think last but not least, I would definitely, especially if you're a grown adult, you out there making, you got you a job or 401k and things of that nature. One, I probably wouldn't advise you to go 401k. I would tell you to go get you a universal life insurance policy that has a cash value. Just got to research and find which one is paying the most percentage back. And I would tell you that right there is probably the best thing you can do. Oh man, I don't care how old you are. That's the best. I know we're talking games right now, but getting a universal life insurance policy would definitely help you in the long run. You'll be surprised because getting a universal life insurance policy is like turning your finances into your own bank. You pretty much are becoming your own bank in essence, because that's what the banks do. They just take your money, take your deposits, and they invest into these life insurance policies that pay them a percentage higher than what you're giving out, and then they give you a little bit back, like a little smidget, like a little sprinkle of salt back. 1987 says, Temple, Texas is about not too far from Plano. Grocery store empty and people don't know how to drive. Yeah, man. People do not know how to drive or understand the basics when it comes to driving, and they get mad at you because you holler at them because they not in the right lane. It's just it's craziness, man. Captain C says, best in-game currency in your opinion. Rubies. Oh man, I'm a ruby guy, man. That's an easy one. Boats, coins for Mario. If you would have asked me back in the day of like the original Mario, I would probably say coins for sure. But playing Breath of the Wild, I'm a rubies guy. So it says, is Texas really that large, man? Yes. You seen a map? Texas is probably about the size of Australia. I think Texas is probably that big. No, I ain't that big. But no, I'm saying, Texas is probably about a fourth of Australia. If you had Australia, a fourth of Australia is probably the state of Texas. But yeah, Texas is big, man. Big, super big. Dub City, what's going on, man? He said, if Game Pass available on the Switch, what game title would be included in the Game Pass? Will it only contain Microsoft-owned games? Well, that's a good question, man. I think Game Pass is Game Pass. Don't worry where they put it at. You know what? Them other contract they signed with Game Pass. So if Game Pass is available on the Switch, you know what? I think for that to happen, they would have to have some kind of contract to say, hey, you know what? I know this is on Game Pass, but it's not going to be on Game Pass on the Switch. I think there's some things going to have to be put into place for that to happen. Yeah, that's a very good question. That's right, Dub. Let me get you on the board real quick. Where I'm at. Gotcha. You know what, good people, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I got some work to do tonight when I get off the stream, but man, I could just sleep in tomorrow, and I had to get up at the wee hours, the crack of dawn, to go to work. I could just sleep. I don't got no basketball practice because they cancel school, so you can't have practice on days that school get canceled. So I get the whole day to myself. No second job. I get myself. Jeez, old Pete's, man. It's crazy. Geeky said, just drove through Temple, Texas. My mom lives in Harker Heights. Okay. How far is Harker Heights from where you at, Geeky? Like how long did it take your mom to get to your spot? All right, let me pop up out of here and go back to here. Get off of GameStop. But let me close out this story here with GameStop. My thing with GameStop is like, you know what? They continue to make these decisions so late in the game. It's like a plan should, as soon as they saw a shift in the digital divide, like games being bought, companies making their own digital storefronts, they should have shifted gears then. They waited too late. That's why GameStop is probably not going to be around come the end of this generation. It's probably going to be more stores closing, things of that nature. And at the end of the day, man, it's their fault. It's the reason why Reggie Fils-Aimé got about it. It was like, you're not tied to me to this sinking ship. He was like, I'm off off this plantation. Ooh, 2 hours. Okay, that's well. Let me. When I say two, Geeky says it takes 2 hours to our mile spot. Hey, Dre Day. Dre Day is one of my favorite people on the planet Earth, and she's one of my Facebook friends, and we went to college together, and she is such a wonderful person, and I tease her all the time. And when we was in high school, she remember those really big hairstyles. She used to have a real big hairstyle. I mean, her stuff, when I first met Dre, her stuff was like, to get that. This my head. This is my head. Her hairstyle was like up here. And then on top of that, she used to go to the gym and run around the track. And I would tell this story. And she used to run around the track, and you know, all the guys be sitting there playing basketball. And I'm like, "Hey, Dre, what's going on?" And I all got, "Hey, dog, who's that?" Oh, that's my friend. That's a friend, Dre. That's my dean's sister. My dean's sister-in-law. Yes, you had that Marge Simpson. Yes, you did. Oh man, that Marge Simpson. God almighty. What a great way to put it in perspective. Oh man. See, Dre Day, by you coming in tonight, listen, I'm gonna put you on the board. Get Dre Day. Dre Day. That's your name gonna be. I know it's Andrea, but it's Dre Day today, and Dre Day is on the board. Who said? Oh, did somebody else come in? Did anybody come in and play? I thought I saw somebody else. Oh, I got another question. Hold on. Captain C real quick says, Aspire released a whole collection of Star Wars remastered games, but haven't released Battlefield 2. Shake my head. I think, you know what? Once they make that decision to release Battlefield 2, they definitely need to have that bad boy on. They got to have a tight online play. I just remember Battlefield 2, man, being like that was like, it was so good. Even though the graphics wasn't like the best, it was probably operating out like, 20 frames per second, but it was still good, man. Still super good. Captain C says, we lost E3. Listen, this is a great statement. We lost E3 and GameStop, and soon Twitch, probably in this generation. Man, I don't know what we do, man. Listen, I think out of those three, man, probably E3 hit me the most, man. I was like, man, you know what? E3 was such a phenomenon. Like the GameStop, you can get your games from other places. And we all kind of watch GameStop kind of this lose their mind on their own. this poor leadership, poor decision making, and now they're at this point where people don't really care about what's going on. And then on top of that, GameStop was really popular inside malls, and malls are dying out. And unless you are in Sugarloaf, Georgia, because the mall scene has never been better. It's by far it's only a few malls that I've been to. Like, man, they is still jumping. It's a couple malls in Sugarloaf, and it's another place right next to Sugarloaf. Oh, I forgot the name of that city. But the Mall of Georgia, and then Sugarloaf, those two areas, the mall scene is so strong. Like, you can go to the mall. Like, if I went to the mall this past weekend, it was jam packed. I know I wasn't there, but I can guarantee you it was jam packed, because that's how it is. They have such a great variety of stores, from high end to low end, and they have such a diversity of people. I'll tell you, anybody, like, if you move to Georgia, don't move to Atlanta. You're gonna move to somewhere like Sugarloaf, Lawrenceville, that area, because you're gonna get a very diverse experience, and you got a community that invests into their community. Like, if I was to ever move somewhere else in Georgia, it's going that direction. Okay, let me get to the other comments. He said Mara Simpson. Suicide Mike J said Bills beat the Steelers. What? I didn't watch the game. But the big hurdle is only beginning. KC isn't easy, and Ravens will be hard. Yeah. The AFC road to the championship will go through the Ravens, and I will just have to say, I don't see nobody left that's gonna beat the Ravens. Don't get me wrong. I like the Bills. I like the quarterback. I like their running back. But that Ravens, they did something different, man. That defense is different. KC, I don't know. Listen, KC could beat the Ravens. They gotta be perfect to beat the Ravens. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. Also, does anyone watch Happy Console Gamer? He just released a video, sort of a 50th birthday retrospect. Oh, okay. I like a good retrospect. Let me say, Happy Console Gamer. I'm going to have to remember that. Put that on my watch list. It says, even if the 49ers will be even harder. I don't know, man. The 49ers got to play Green Bay. And I think Green Bay going to give them a run for their money, buddy. Watching them destroy them Cowboys like that, man, in that fashion, that's going to be, to me, that's going to be my game. Like, after quarter, I'm going to watch the Lions game. Shout out to my Lions. But I'm definitely going to watch that game. Because that game is going to be, because if Green Bay beat the 49ers, one, watch out Detroit. But if Detroit wins, that'd be the NFC Championship game in Detroit. God Almighty, the city gonna go crazy. Listen. You let the NFC Championship come through Detroit, and we win that bad boy. Oh man, they're gonna have to have riot police down in the city. They're gonna get so overwhelmed. They're gonna tear the city. Downtown is going down. Woo! Crazy, right? Quay. Oh, what's on? Quay? Let me get you on the board, my brother. Quay said, go Bills. Oh, man. I don't know what to do. If the Lions win and go to the Super Bowl, I don't know, man. I might have to make my way to Vegas. That'd be crazy. Steve M says, I want a remastered Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Super good game for the GameCube, man. That one of those games, man, you know what? It's like that game was a launch title. I remember the games I bought at launch. Rogue Squadron. I bought Super Smash Brothers, Melee, Luigi's Mansion. It wasn't GameStop at the time. It was Babbage's. Babbage's sold a screen that you put on top of your GameCube, which turned your GameCube and had a portable monitor on it. I liked it, but I didn't like it because it couldn't quite keep up with Melee. Melee was just too fast for it, so it would have a little drag. But oh yeah, man, super good. I'm with you totally on that there, totally. All right, let me get off of GameStop because being a former employee at GameStop, it just that hardens my heart. But E3 was the one that's like, oh man. Hold on, let me get to some more comments. It says, Steve M says, man, we lost Blockbuster, Toys R Us, Sears, K&B Toys. K&B Toys, man, is where I bought my first Nintendo. K&B Toys, Northland Mall. I saved up my paper route money, caught the in a snowstorm. I put it in layaway, K&B Toys in Northland, but in a snowstorm. I went and got it out the layaway Christmas Eve night. It was snowing outside. And from my house to the bus stop was probably about a 12-block walk. In a snowstorm, I ran to the bus stop, got on the Greenfield bus, caught it to Northland, went in KB Toys, picked up my Nintendo, and picked up 3 games because it was Christmas Eve. So if you know anything about paper routes, people give out tips, and so I made $100 in tips. Oh, buddy, it was on like Donkey Kong. I felt like I was big baller. You know what? Kids can't walk outside with that kind of money nowadays. Kids can't catch the bus like that no more. That's unheard of. And I tell people, they're like, what? You caught the bus with that much money? And you brought back a system on the bus and nobody robbed you? Right. Sam Goody and a lot more. Yeah, we did lose some great stories. Sam Goody was my stuff. I bought did you have a Sam Goody in Northland Mall too? I skipped school to go pick up Snoop Dogg Doggy Style. Man, that album's a classic. Classic. Quake says Bills are America's team. Josh Allen, MVP. It's America's team now. Since the Cowboys is out of there. Cowboys got steamrolled by Green. Listen, steamrolled. Listen, hey, Dre Day, your boy. Listen, you need to check on your boy Matty C because he a diehard Cowboy fan, and you know what? I've been on his head. Oh, I've been on his head because he was talking mad cash when the Cowboys stole that game from the Lions. I digress. Can't believe it. I guess I'm rolling with the Lions. What? Oh, Dre Day, you wasn't rolling with the Lions before? Oh man, I'm just so sad. See what happens, Dre. You on the wrong teams. Captain C says, if they did, so many people, even younger audience would show up. I would take a Star Wars Battlefield with Fortnite design. Ooh, all over a buggy EA AAA Battlefield. Yeah, you listen. Hey, you right. To me, like if I am Epic Games, I am secretly meeting with Disney to figure out how do I make this happen, because that sounds quite enticing. Really want to get into American football, but best way to learn, I am getting most of my knowledge from the YouTube channel, The Fat Asian. Yes, Steve Ebb, onto something. Yeah, Steve Ebb is definitely onto something, buddy. All right, so I saw this article here, and I thought this article was surprising. It said Mario vs. Rabbids Sparks of Hope has reportedly sold almost 3 million copies. Which to me, like 3 million copies is great, but I wonder how much it costs to produce this game. Did anybody else play? Like this is one of them games like I did not play that I probably might want to own, but strategy games wasn't my cup of tea. I think my son, I think I might have bought it for my son one year, and I know he didn't dig into it. So, but $3 million sales is a lot. You take $1 million times $60. That's 60 million times 3. Well, that's 180 million. So to produce, market, it costs more than 180 million. I just don't think so. I think they made money. I don't know how much it was for how much of that Nintendo gets. That would be the question. Let's see. Pokemon Horizon Netflix release delayed to March in North America. You know what? For those of you who like Pokemon, you know what? I like the original Pokemon movies. Like the original movie was like my jam. That first Pokemon movie, Pokemon, even the one with Mewtwo, that man, those are great, like really good movies. All this other new stuff, man, it's too much fluff and innuendos and stuff like that. So Quay says, my kid played Sparks of Hope for like 2 hours and quickly dropped it. Loved the first game and the DLC, in the Donkey Kong DLC. Yeah, it's jacked up, you know what? I think that's how my son played it too. He was like, you know what? Listen, he was like, all right, you know, this ain't my cup of tea. So before we continue to go on, before we go to our next article, don't forget, if you're on YouTube, check out the voting. Our poll tonight says, should Xbox Game Pass be available on other consoles? Currently, 44% says yes, while 56% say no. Whew. I think if Xbox wants to make more money, then this is a yes. But if Xbox wants to protect its brand and legacy, I think they say no. You got to give people an opportunity. Like, why should I buy an Xbox? And right now, if you put it on other consoles, it's like, you know, why buy an Xbox? The only way you make that decision if they make a firm decision to say, hey, you know, we're out of the console market, which would be stupid because you know what? They got to see that all these PC handhelds are making money. And if one was strictly Xbox branded, it would be absolutely phenomenal. Just imagine if Xbox made an OS for some other company to make the console. They merged it and said, hey, you make the console, we'll make the software. Man, that thing would sell, boy. You talking about hand over fist. And if you could put Steam on that bad boy, it's a win-win. Win-win. All right. Let's see. So the topic of tonight's show was about Prince of Persia. You've seen the logo of it's about Prince of Persia. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show. I'm just going to reiterate some of the things we said in the beginning. That one, go play the demo. Super good. Runs super well on the Switch. The only thing I didn't like about it was that I had to log into the Ubisoft. They make you sign up for their Ubisoft whatever system. Ubisoft Connect. That's what it's called. I ain't too much care for that. I thought that was like, to me, like, man, this is some bull. But however, once you get through that setup process, the game runs extremely well. Beautiful game on the Switch, especially on the OLED. Highly recommended at this stand for, especially if you like Metroidvanias. The controls and the things that it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Definitely worth. I'm picking this bad boy up. It comes out in about 3 days. I got mine already pre-ordered. I definitely will be picking up a physical copy of it. So I thought about getting it on PC, but I haven't seen enough reviews on the PC to say, you know what, I'm gonna pay $50 twice. So if I do get it on PC, it'll be something later down the road. It'll be like, hey, I catch it on a sale, Humble Bundle. Especially, matter of fact, it's a Humble Bundle out right now that if you're on Steam, you need to pick up. I'll talk about that in a little bit. That's right. You know what, Geeky? Listen, I saw this story, I think a couple of days ago, and I was like, man, we need to talk about that tonight. I'm glad you brought that up because I couldn't find a story right away, but you're right. A&O is coming out with a cheaper handheld. It's like $299. Well, that's competitive, buddy. Is $299 is definitely it's going to get a lot more people into that space. I don't think people understand, like, you know what? Once a company understands like how to make these handhelds cheaper and where if the performance is good on that bad boy, it's gonna be some issues for Nintendo. That's why I said Nintendo, they can't play around. Yep, they got the IEPs, but the IPs, well, not the IEPs, but they got the IPs to carry them along. But if the right system comes along and then their emulation is tight on that system, they're gonna have some issues. So I'm definitely look. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can find that. We'll come back. Well, we'll come back to the story here. I want to find that right now. Let's see. It says what is that? Where did that go? Okay. AO Neo Light. There it is. Let's look at it real quick. The AO Neo, the AO Neo Next Lite doesn't actually feature Steam OS after all. So, okay, so rumor was at first when you first start the benefit of VR saw said that it's going to have Steam OS, but I guess it's not. It's going to have some kind of version. Let's read something about it. Let's see. This is when the Neo Next Lite was unveiled on January 10th. The Neo claimed that the device would come pre-installed with Steam OS, which would make the first handheld PC not affiliated with Valve to operate on Steam OS by default. Now, a Neo has backtracked, but they put their moonwalking shoes on that announcement entirely, saying that the device comes installed with a third-party version of the app. Be mindful. That statement alone to me should say, hold up now. You might not want to invest into that bad boy, because if it's anything like Valve and there's any kind of crossover, best believe Valve they're gonna sick them lawyers out. They're gonna be in the court, and that could be an issue. So when Neo revealed more about the Next Lite, it claimed in its official Discord that we are using third-party Steam OS, not official Steam OS, according to The Verge. It has since updated the blog post announcing that the device and explained on a Neo's Next Lite official product page that it's instead come pre-installed with, it says Holo SO. I don't know what that is. The project attempts to bring the Steam Deck's Steam OS Holo redistribution into a generic installable format and provide a close to official Steam OS experience. Holo iOS creator, whatever his name is, explained on its GitHub page. Main point of this project focuses on re-implementing proprietary, I think I said that wrong, as in running components that Steam client's OS itself, game scope, and user created applications for the deck rely on, and making me learn Linux in a fun and unique way. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, it's unclear why a Neo initially misled people about the device. They did, it's like, you know what? I saw the initial commercial that said Steam OS, and I was like, oh man, this is dope. But not gonna find out it's not. It's a copycat. It says misled people that the device using the Steam OS. Thankfully, the other technical specifications a Neo outlined in the Next Lite announcement appears to be still accurate. That means you can still expect this portable PC to have a 7-inch 800p ISP screen, a 47-watt battery, and having sensors, having Hall sensors joysticks. Okay, let's talk about this bad boy real quick. Let's go back up to this picture here. It's a beautiful looking console. It kind of reminds me of how this is made here. This is that retro pocket that I have that I never play. It kind of reminds me of that look. Well, you know what? Same kind of button placements as well. For $299, I'm really interested to see how this thing plays. It's one of the things like, I really don't need this bad boy. But you kind of wonder, like, with a 47-watt battery, that means it's going to get some good battery life. It's small. It could, and you know what? It could be great. I don't listen. This one thing, like, I don't know until I see games running on it. That's going to be the key. Like, everything sounds great right now. Got to see some games run on it. So oh man, why'd I do that for? I think in the coming months, I mean, you're gonna definitely want to see how this thing performs, and if it performs well, boy, now this would be probably a real Switch competitor, for real. Yeah, to get you out. Hold on, let me. I'm gonna answer some other questions real quick, and I get to get that out. The next Pokemon game should be made by the Pikmin developers and make it look like Pokemon. Yeah, on Netflix. You know what? Listen, we all could dream, but that's not gonna happen. Prince of Persia, Ubisoft title. I'm gonna wait for a discount. Not a huge Metroidvania. Okay, yeah. So I hate backtracking in games. Yeah, I don't like a lot of backtracking either. But however, I like how the game started with great story and great dialogue. Like, you understand what's going on in the beginning of what I've seen off the demo. So it could be totally different than what they show in the game. But I if you look at it from the quality perspective, the combat perspective, I'm on board. Oh yeah, I did see that link. I just forgot about it. Which is why I hated Skyward Surge so much. Motion controls aside. So I would, but this, with the price, hope it's on Amazon because they have easy returns. You're right. Listen, to me, I hope they sell it at Best Buy. Because I'm a Best Buy member, so I get 60 days. I can return it for any reason for 60 days. That means I can get it, try it out. If I don't like it, it'll go back. That's what I won't. It's hard for me not to buy electronics anywhere else besides Best Buy because of the return policy alone, and the extra points, and the savings. So. All right. So I guess we kind of really went over this particular article. So what do you think about Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown demo? I think it's absolutely it's a great demo. Definitely worth playing. Runs silky smooth on the Switch. Silky smooth. Load times was really good. I mean, it wasn't blazing fast, but it wasn't like, oh my goodness, take me all day for the game to load either. So matter of fact, to a point where you kind of really don't even notice the load time. So yeah, I was impressed. I like playing games on my Steam Deck a little bit more than my Switch lately because of the lack of load times or the quick access into games. I like that aspect. Let's see. All right, I'm trying to find I never was a big Golden Sun fan anyway for me, so this announcement wasn't like over exciting, but I know a lot of people who like Golden Sun, and to see that pop up on the Nintendo's account system, their online system was, I mean, I guess refreshing for everybody else. I wasn't overly excited, but I was like, okay, it's Golden Suns. If I want to play it or try it out, it's there. So, is anybody else took an opportunity to crack it open? I mean, I did. What's going on, sir? What's going on, man? How you doing, Braylon? Man, that's a big old fish on that Facebook, man. Well, listen, Braylon, let me get you on my board, man. Listen, I give out a free Nintendo eShop card every Monday night, man, by chiming in and saying something to you, boy. I got you, man. You on here. Braylon, I did not know your last name was Head. Buddy, I would crack so many jokes on you. But, man, listen, man, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. But I got you on the board, man. So that means if you win, man, then you know what? I'll just send you your code. If you got a Nintendo Switch, I can send you your code on Facebook. So, but yeah, man, we're gonna talk about a little bit of games, man. Gigi says, I've seen the Aneos send influencers devices. We got to get on that part. Yeah, that's right. We got to get on that list. Somebody got to look at it and say, hey, man, this guy, man, he's a pretty good guy. Let's go ahead and try me out, man. Try me. Real quick, listen, I posted a picture on my Amazon. Not I said Amazon. Crazy. You know I'm sleepy if I'm saying Amazon. I posted a picture on my Instagram and my my Gaming Dad YouTube Facebook page of the picture I took the night I went to reserve my my original Switch, and it was right after the presentation. I mean, like right after the presentation. Because the presentation was like later on. It was later that night. I said, oh no, I'm getting in my car and I'm parking outside of GameStop and I'm sleeping there. And I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna get in line. I put my car right in front of GameStop. And probably like around maybe like 5:30 in the morning, people started pulling up behind me. And I made sure I got out of my car with my lawn chair and sat right there. Because I was like, no, but I'm going to be first. I know how many they have is on the door. And I was the first guy in there, paid my deposit, was off to the next one. But while I was in my car waiting on GameStop, the pre-orders went live on Best Buy. And I was able to pre-order 2 of them, unheard of. So I had 2 at one Best Buy. I had another at another Best Buy. I had one at another GameStop, and I had one at the GameStop originally. Because I had to have so many for my children. But I made sure it happened, though. And so once they do this here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be online. I'm going to be at GameStop like, holla at your boy. We need this. And then on top of that, I'm going out to New York. We going. My kids, they know how I'm getting down. I'm going to New York. As soon as they announce the day, I'm like, all right, let me start planning and strategizing. So I'm going out. I'm going. Your boy is going. Oh, so you do. He said you play on Switch. All right, buddy. Listen, hey man, by you on tonight, man. I got you. Listen. So listen right now. Matter of fact, I got you on the board. Hold on, let me see. I got you on. You see, you're on the wheel, right? Now, see, if you got here earlier, man, I gave my extra spot because Gaming Dad is on the wheel too. That's me. But you know, I don't take my winnings. I typically find somebody else to give them another opportunity. Now, your boy is also broadcasting on Twitter, and I'm broadcasting on Twitch simultaneously. So you can get on Twitch at Gaming Dad 1906. Shout out to my frat. On Twitch, and you can log in and just post a comment from there, and then you know what? I'll put your Twitch on the board, and then you be good to go. Have 2 opportunities to win that $10 holla. All right. So yeah, man, 7 years ago, man, this went down, man. It was a wonderful experience. Did anybody else go out and reserve theirs on first? So what was that experience like? Your first day being able to pre-order, let alone your first day picking the Switch up. Captain C said, "Get out of my dreams and into my car." That's how it was. It was like as soon as the presentation was over, I was like, "All right, where my keys at?" I was like, "Hey, boo, see you later." Kiss my wife like, "I see y'all in the morning." They was like, don't you have to go to work in the morning? Oh, no, I've already called off. I was like, I called off work. I was like, all right, this is, this is level 4 important. I'm out of here. But I would do it. Listen, I'm going to do it all over again. Dre Day, don't be laughing at me. Don't be laughing at me. Good people, listen. Hey, if you're on YouTube, don't worry. Hey, Braylon, and your boy live on YouTube. So you know what? I got a poll going on YouTube. So matter of fact, you can go on YouTube. Just search up Gaming Dad. You're gonna find me on there. And come live right now this week in gaming. And get on that YouTube, man. Hit the subscribe button for your boy. And then you know what? Get your vote on. And then where you have another chance to win. I'm trying to hook you up. Put some Nintendo Switch dollars in your pocket. All right, matter of fact, no, this was the wrong one I need to hear. So good old Switch, man. 7 years old. That's crazy. It'll be 7 years, March the 3rd. Right around the corner. I really, really hope they announce sooner than later. I really want to see what this thing looks like. And so I can start plotting. Be smart, man. Start saving y'all money. You know you're about to spin a grip. Matter of fact, for those in the chat, if you in the chat right now and you say, hey, man, I'm picking up a Switch too. You already got it in your mindset. The question is going to be, how many games do you buy? That's the question I want to know. How many games do you buy? Do you buy an extra controller? I can tell you right now, I'm getting a game, a controller, and I'm getting three of the top games at launch. Because to me, it works out even better for this thing to drop in September. Why September? Because NBA 2K launches always in the 1st of September. If I'm Call of Duty, I'm launching the 1st of September. Because this is your man. You get caught. Could you imagine a midnight release where you got the Switch, Call of Duty on the same night? And it's a Call of Duty version for the Switch on the same night? Crazy. Man, listen. It's going to be crazy. But I'm here for all of it. All of it. And it's glorious. My kids are hyped. My kids, you know what? My kids ain't kids no more, but they was babies when we first got the Switch. They was just like, they was little kids in middle school or elementary school, and it was wonderful. You know what? I allowed them to skip school that day to go pick it up, and you know they was, man, I was King Daddy that day. Went and bought them some Waffle House, man. Shout out to Waffle House, man. Delicious. Giggy says, I'm hoping it's backwards compatible. I'll get whatever the Mario game that comes out alongside. Yeah. I really hope so. Okay, so this is the question. As you look at your Switch library, because I know some of your guys' library is probably large like mine, and I say, man, how many games would I like to play backwards compatible? But it's quite a few though. I was like, man, not long ago I was playing My Friend Pedro. That's man, I'm telling you, pick that game up, man. I'm glad I got a physical copy. Pick that game up. My Friend Pedro is that deal. And I hope it's back compatible because it's some games on the Switch, no matter what the graphical fidelity is, it's still enjoyable to play even to this day. So I'm with you, Geeky, 100%. I really hope it's backward compatible, or at least sell me a version of that system that's backward compatible. Now, I remember when the PlayStation 3 came out, it was two PlayStation bundles. It was one that had a 30 gigabyte hard drive, and then one that had a 60 gigabyte hard drive. But the 60 gigabyte hard drive allowed you to play PS2 games natively on the system. That's the reason why I won't sell it. Like, I have that PS3 right now, 60 gigabyte. I'm looking dead at it right now. And everywhere I go, it goes with me because, you know what? I need to update that bad boy. But however, because it allows me to play PS2 games natively on the system. So if I go and I get me a PS2 game that I want to play, bad, I can play it. No problem. You know what? So I hope the Nintendo Switch does it. You know what? This don't if they got. I hope every one of the systems is backwards compatible. But if they gotta have one, make me pay a premium for it, and I'm all right with that. You can have one that's $400. You can have one that's $500 with a bigger hard drive, a bigger battery, and allows me to pay backwards compatible. You sold. You got me. I'm paying the $500 without even questioning it. Oh yeah, paying the $5. Captain C says, what feature could they add to the next gen Pro controller? Okay, what I don't. Okay, matter of fact, my Pro controller is here. All right, so I don't even use this controller no more. I can tell you what I liked about it. The feel of the system. It felt like a premium controller. Even though it collapses in my hand perfectly. The buttons, even the joysticks are really, really good. You know what? Where this controller falls off tremendously is the D-pad. It's by far the weakest D-pad, the sorriest D-pad that Nintendo has ever placed on the controller. The D-pad on the Lite is 100 times better than it is on the Pro controller. So to me, that would be number one. They would have to replace. I like the fact that on one thing I like on the PS5 controller is that those little speakers to give you just a little bit more immersion when you're when you're playing things. You get a little sound out of the controller. It just added a different experience. I hope Nintendo would do something clever like that. It needs a headset port right here on the controller. I like that aspect that they have on the PS5 that we don't have. And I think, the Hall effect thumbsticks have proven to be very reliable and accurate, and I think it would benefit Nintendo to have those types of controllers to eliminate stick drift. Now, this is my absolute favorite Nintendo Switch controller, but I also use it for my it's by 8-Bit Dough. This controller, boy, is a absolute beast. It's a beast, man. It is by far. It has the Xbox kind of like texture on the back. Got extra buttons back here in the back. Got a glowing home button. Everything feels good. Great controllers. Great thumb pad. And great D-pad. I'm telling you, and it has a beautiful stand to put it on that lights up. I'm telling you, this is my favorite controller. This is what I gets down on my Switch. My kids be trying their best to come get it. I'll be like, nata. Okay, so it'll be so cool if it had a touchpad like in MacBook Pros. You know what? I remember. I think some of y'all might still around for the PS Vita, and the Vita had a touch screen on the back that didn't get used properly, and sometimes I thought it was genius, and sometimes I was like, this is a gimmick. And then in the day, it was a gimmick that I kind of didn't need. A touchpad in that one area in the middle would be dope, but they can figure that it's a catch-22 because if you do something like, let's say for instance, the PlayStation, all right? And so you get this is a touchpad area. It works to a certain degree. The issue is these other buttons here, all right? So if you can make this all be a screen that's touch, you can touchpad to that bad boy, and it works and don't break down, then that's the design. You know what? I remember the game, not GameCube, but not the Genesis, but the Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast. The controller looked stupid, but the functionality was top tier because it had that little bit of screen on it. So, like for instance, when you was playing 2K or Madden, You can pick your screen. You could pick your plays. They couldn't tell you what plays you was picking, and you went out there, and then the game was truly competitive. It was a different experience just by having that little bitty screen right there on the controller to be able to pick your plays where nobody can see it. Oh, it was A1. So like you kind of had to know how to play football. Like you had to know like what a 3-4 defense looked like, or a nickel defense looked like, or you had to know. You had to listen. You had to start the game and make sure you set up your audibles beforehand, because you need to be able to say, hey, to be able to check out those bad boys. It made the football experience on a whole nother level. Then it made it quicker too, because you can hurt, all right, this one play, or and move on to the next. You can be able to navigate the play system without them seeing it on the screen, and that was, to me, top tier. So if I'm able to do that there, I'm with that. That's A1. Oh man, to have a screen and be able to, okay, this is my play here, boom, all right, let's go. It takes your controlling your play experience to a whole nother level. So, great question, Captain C. Great question. He said, and that's how NSO can implement DS games with a touchpad. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be interesting to see what this system comes out to be. I would be super excited if it came out and it was a clamshell system that could be dockable. And if you look at the DS, I don't know what my 3DS is. I think it's over there. If you look at the 3DS, man, if they had a system that was clamshell, you could take that same clamshell and stick it into a slot that was dockable. Oh man, it's a win-win. To me, then you add a whole nother level to NSO, because now you can have 3DS games and have an avenue to do it. To me, that's the home run right there. I think, if you can create a system that has detachable controllers that are collapsible. I don't know how they do it, but remember that patent that's out there. If they're able to do that there, you add Nintendo 3DS and 3DS to the system, man, you just put Nintendo in a whole different space there, man. That's unlike anything else. And then on top of that, your other systems carry along with you. Oh, man, it's just it's a beautiful thing. That's the reason why I think you'd be willing to play top tier to be able to make that happen. Like if Nintendo give you the experience, man, I don't think anybody would mind paying the money for it. If you give me bang for the buck, you know what? Hey, you know what? You can charge me $500, Nintendo. Just make it worth my while, buddy. Just don't give me don't come out with no system and it's just, just a system, and you don't have backwards compatibility, and it's, at $400 or $500. But if it's backwards compatible and you give some other option, you got a great design to it, then you know what? I'm all in favor of that. All right. Let's see. Let's get off of this Nintendo. Where's my... Let me see. Hold on. Maybe it's up here. I wanted to talk about Sega. All right. So, a new handheld for Sega Genesis is on the way. First of all, I have a version of this handheld. It was called the Superboy. They have it for Super Nintendo cartridges, and it's right here. It's big, but it's functional. You know what? If I want to play Super Nintendo games on this bad boy right now, currently I have X-Men in here. You know what? I can play this and it's no problem. I have another system. It's not made by Hyperkin, but it's another system that I have that is to play NES games. And it's wonderful. I play Mike Tyson Punch-Out on that bad boy. That's my portable console to do it on. And it has a humongous 7-inch screen. It's great. But that's the only thing about the thing. It's just really big and clunky. It's not. The D-pad is decent. It's not overly. It's not the best thing you ever play. So so the same company made this here is making the Sega one. It's a Hyperkin, and so you have a decent system. It plays well. I'm curious to how much it's going to be. Listen, matter of fact, I want to do they say it in here, because I probably paid like $69 for that thing. And to me, for $69, that thing was worth it. It played the cartridge right at the back. I don't have any issue or complaints about it. So Hyperkin is known for its solid peripherals and retro end series of Nintendo cart players. Has announced a new device that'll play all your Mega Drive or Sega Genesis devices. Carts, it says, but in a handheld device with a 5-inch screen, which is decent, and a 10-hour battery. To me, that's the key. If this thing I'm gonna get 10 hours of play on this bad boy. You know, I can play some old Sega. And I was thinking, like, what old Sega games do I need to go back and pick up? Like, to me, Mortal Kombat 2 will be like number one on my list. I gotta go pick up Mortal Kombat 2 because it played. You know, it didn't have the graphics of the Super Nintendo, but it played flawlessly though. Great experience. And the one thing I like about this is Hyperkin, because to me, like, if you're smart, you have one for Sega, and you also have one for a remake for Nintendo, because you need that experience. You know what? The controller layout on this bad boy is great, and I think it'd be definitely worth it. Got the 6 buttons right there on the front of the screen. I never was a fan of the 6 buttons, but got used to it. I definitely got used to it. And so that, you know, you pick up, you got to pick up Street Fighter. There's some other games you need to pick up, but you know, those to me are the games. The fighting games on that bad boy was super good. Now, so let's see. I wonder, do they say how much a price is? Oh man, the Superboy is currently selling for $120. I didn't pay that much for it. You know, I went to down here in Georgia. They got a store called Second and Charles, and Second and Charles is like a retro, you know, slash GameStop kind of, you know, sell your game back type store. But they also sell, like, you know, at books and you know, you can get comic book. You get a multitude of stuff at Second and Charles. It's an experience. I like Second and Charles. Great store. But I caught it on sale, and I didn't pay $120, and I wouldn't have paid $120. But you know, $70, $80, it was a win-win for me. Excuse me. I wonder. I don't know how much I would pay for this thing. I wouldn't pay over $100. No. Nope. I wouldn't pay over $100 for it without a shadow of a doubt. Nope. It's one of them things I would pass on $100. Anything over $100, I would pass on. It would have to be $100, and it has to have games on it. Without those two things, it's a nay. But I want one. I just don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay that much money for it. Let's see. Storyboards for Sonic Movie 3 and Knuckles seemingly leaked. Ooh. Boys, they always leaking something. Sega and Paramount won't be entirely pleased this morning, as it has had several stories. Boarded for upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog Movie 3 and the Knuckles TV show have sequentially leaked online. The original video uploaded have all been taken down by Paramount, which suggested that the storyboard are indeed legitimate. Woo-wee. No, okay. I'm not showing that stuff. You know, I don't want to ruin anybody's experience, so I'm not even attempting to go that direction, because I hate leakers in this standpoint, where they just say, when they leak a game and the whole story and you haven't seen the movie yet. I don't want to see that. Like when they leaked Wolverine, I wasn't like, oh man, I gotta see this footage. I was like, nah, because I think Wolverine is quite gonna be a dope game, because Spider-Man was a pretty dope game, and so I don't want to ruin my experience. So I passed. But they got to be more careful. They gotta somehow, some way, you know, figure out how to stop these leaks. I don't know how you do it, But to me, in this next generation, like Nintendo need to figure out ways where their system is not being cracked and dumped online. I don't know how you do that, but they got to figure that out. And they also got to figure out, how do I keep my games from being leaked and shown to the public before I get an opportunity to be able to control that? How do I control that environment? I believe that's one of the reasons why Nintendo are currently building that big old facility and adding all those extra floors to their Kyoto-based development team to keep everything in-house, so they don't got to be worried about, people, getting out there and putting their stuff on there, hijacking their systems. Should Sonic movies follow the Harry Potter movie playbook, going more mature and darker in the sequels? I say no. Let me tell you why. Because at the end of the day, Sonic is still like a kid like movie experience, and I'm gonna prove to you why. My sons are both 15 and 17. Grew up playing Sonic games. They love Sonic games. However, we took them. They like Sonic so much. They had a Sonic concert here in Georgia. They have them all across the country. They stopped was here in Georgia like the end of last year, like the 28th of December. We took them to the concert, and man, you'd be surprised how many children, like small children, was lined up, dressed up. Sonic, I mean, from the youngest to the oldest was decked out in Sonic gear and Sonic crossplay. It was crazy. And so I don't think that childlike experience, I don't think they'll never go away from that. If it went darker, it would have put it into a different light. So it's like, even with Harry Potter, even though I love Harry Potter and I like how Harry got older, the movies got a tad bit darker compared to the first Harry Potter to the last one. And the reason why I like that, because Harry Potter is pretty much a human, and humans have to grow and evolve, right? The Harry Potter in the fifth movie couldn't do what the Harry Potter in the first movie was doing. It wouldn't match. So I don't think by Sonic being kind of almost like a cartoon type character, and you don't get, Sonic is always gonna be Sonic and Knuckles is always gonna be Knuckles. It doesn't change. Nah, they need to stay on the same path as Super Mario Brothers, and just add some more to it compared to losing its innocence. I think Sega would be a fool to go that direction. Could they have a darker Sonic that will say, for instance, like maybe on Netflix, that had more of an anime tone to it? Absolutely. But their core brand got to be where it is right now. I think you need to stay there. But that's a great question, Captain C. But no, I think it needs to stay right where it is. Because think about it like this. This kitty Sonic has been around for well over 30 years. And it's still producing. Like, I bet you if they took every dollar that Sonic has made and put it all together, I mean, it's got to be, a $500 billion. It's probably if you took just the revenue from over the last 30 years, yeah, it's probably, it's up there. No, I said $500 billion. That's a lot. Maybe close to 100. Maybe close to like 10 billion. That's still a lot of money from one franchise. But I could be lowballing it. It's gonna be a lot of money, man. Just booted up Prince of Persia, and we have to make an account. Yes, I said that earlier. That was the one thing I could. Why do I have to set this account up to play this game? I'm so excited to play Super Mario Wonder now. Yeah, man. Super Mario Wonder is good, man. It's good. It is good. It's such a joy to play. But I tell you, listen, it don't take long to set up. But once you set it up, man, it's still a pretty good experience. All right. All right, real quick. I'm just going to fly through a couple of these other sites that I keep a count on. Let's see, what is this? This is 2 days ago. Said classic NES games coming to the Nintendo Switch over 30 years later. Okay, I'm not gonna go through that. Okay, so I know that the game, this got to be Smite 2. So Nintendo has been yeah, okay, so they're talking about Smite. The 2024's biggest reveal is skipping the Nintendo Switch due to the power concern. So it's skipping the Nintendo Switch, but it has nothing to say about Nintendo Switch 2. And it's talking about Smite 2. Like, I think Smite 1 came to the Switch. I never played it, but I know it came to the Switch. So this very well could be a Switch 2 title, but of course, a lot of these newer games are not coming to the Switch because they know the power of the Switch. I mean, 7 years, man, they did very good to survive 7 years. For games to be successful, they got to be made natively to the system. If they're not made natively to the system, I know I'm saying that wrong. Please forgive me. The games is not going to sell. Like, to me, like Monster Hunter Rise was tailored for the Switch, and when you played it, you knew this is a great game. It runs well, blah blah blah. It's not too many times we have games that are released on multiple systems that plays extremely well on the Switch, but Prince of Persia is one of them. So that's not something new. We kind of talked about this earlier, but you know what? And in our poll, we talk about Game Pass. And currently right now, it's a 50-50 still. 50 believe that Game Pass should be available on other consoles, while other 50's like, no, it shouldn't. So if you look at games that should be ported to the PS5, man, I just don't know. The Switch is one thing, but PS5, man, I mean, to be honest, even if some of these games were ported over to the PS5, I just don't know how much money they would make. Because PS5 fans are different. You know what? If it was like Halo, okay. I still say Halo Combat Evolved should make its way to the Switch. Listen, that game. If Microsoft just wanted to make some of the money back that it's paid for Activision, Halo Combat Evolved should come to the original Nintendo Switch with online play and servers. And buddy, you would reignite a whole new love for Halo. That decision alone would bring people back to the Xbox wanting to play Halo 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Without a shadow of a doubt, man. This, to me, it's like those are just decisions that, you know what, man, they should just make. That's like an easy decision. You make that, you port that game. It's not going to cost you nothing. And you're going to make, for that particular property, the amount of money that they're going to pay to put that bad boy onto the Switch. They're going to make they're going to make all of that money back the day it drops. They'll probably make that money back before it even drops because the pre-orders will be go crazy. Let them have a Nintendo Direct, and they don't announce a new Switch 2, but they say, you know what, we got Halo Combat Evolved. Full online play. Best believe, buddy, that game will sell millions day one. Millions. It will be ugly. It will be at least a $3 to $4 million seller that it's open the weekend, just because it's Combat Evolved on the Switch, online play. I'm gonna keep saying that. I know it's not gonna happen, but man, Microsoft, man, y'all gotta wake up, man. If you have a new system, if you got a refresh of a system coming up, Xbox, launch it with a new Banjo-Kazooie, and you will thank me later. You're gonna sell people, and listen, and if you market it that way, Xbox old heads and adults are still gonna buy your Xbox system. But if you package it day one with Banjo-Kazooie, you'll get kids looking at your direction, And there's way more children that have parents that was willing to buy for their kids compared to those adults that's out there that really truly want to play Xbox. I'm saying. They got to look at the Nintendo formula and say, hey, how do I do it? So I don't know if it's any game I truly would want on Xbox. Okay, matter of fact, I tell you one game that would probably work on Xbox, and that is Starfield. Starfield would be a great game to port to Xbox. Sea of Thieves might, but Starfield would do it. That would definitely put them in a position. I think any Bethesda game they have coming out should be cross. Maybe it come out on Xbox first, and then later on down the line it comes to PS5. If that's how you got to do it, fine. But those Bethesda / Activision games, they'll be fools to keep it strictly on the Xbox. Maybe come out on Xbox first, then release later. You know what? Or maybe you maybe say, you know, like it's gonna be interesting to say what they do with Call of Duty. If does Call of Duty strictly Game Pass and then release to be paid on other, that's gonna be. That right there is going to be interesting to see this upcoming year. Cause I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. If Call of Duty comes out and is on the Switch, I'm buying it. Listen, if it's coming out for the Switch 2, I'm buying it for sure. Let's see. Quake said, Super Mario Wonder is the best Donkey Kong game on the Switch. Golly, I haven't even got to that part yet, but I can only imagine. Captain C said, "We'll take." Well, my take is that they can always reboot Sonic movies for every generation, like James Bond or Batman. Kids that grew up with the trilogy, and it's been 6 years now. I don't know. My issue with comparing it to a James Bond or Batman is because Batman has such a wide variety of comic books that, you know, that already introduced those, you know, kind of grown up content. Sonic is just like Mario can never go that direction. Unless they release a Mario game that was open world, was in that context, I don't think they could. I don't think you could take a Mario. And to me, if you look at Sonic like that, it's a difference in its approach and its brand. I always look at that brand. Batman and James Bond is totally different. You know that. But I mean, listen, you know, once again, we can agree to disagree in a friendly manner. Don't worry, Supersonic Mike Jack. I think I got you on the board twice. I believe I do. Yep, you're on the board twice. All right. So give me that. I haven't bought or even knew about Prince of Persia games. I've seen a trailer of the newest one, but I'm still not fully sure what the game is about and how it works. Can you please explain further? You know, back in the day, the older Prince of Persia games were both kind of like a 3D/2D platformer with the ability to control time. This one here doesn't have a whole lot of the mechanics to control time, even though there is some controlling time aspect about the game. It's just not fully immersed like the older ones is. You know, a pretty decent story. You know, someone has to be saved, like in Ghibli games. But if you like Metroid Dread, then you'll love Prince of Persia. You know, even like, you know, Metroid Dread, of course, is a different lore. You know, mechanics a little bit different, but that explore. I mean, the combat, I like the fact that the cutscenes are voice acted. I can appreciate that. You know, so you know, it's pretty good. I mean, I would tell you to download the demo and then make your choice, because the demo is free, and you know what, you can play the demo right now. The game doesn't come out until the 18th, so later on this week. So it's definitely worth the pick up. I mean, definitely worth the look. Son of Nutella says the only main game that catches my attention currently is Plunky Squire. Yep, same way it's on my list. I'm curious what the Direct has to offer. I'm just willing to say some more. I hope they have an announced date for that and Silk Song. It would be dope to announce some form of new Ori. I would love that. Cause you know what? Listen, if you look at like Metroidvania type games that I thought that was really really good, had great story, man, you can't go wrong with Ori, Hollow Knight. I'm playing this one on Steam called what is it called? Cookie Cutter. Oh man, that's pretty good so far. I just like that's just that's one of my jams. I like that. I can play those all the time. Let's see. I am curious to what the Direct is going to have to offer. If it's a Direct that comes, it says sooner than later. I think Nintendo has to be careful. I would prefer them to have a Direct that was really meaty and had a lot to offer compared to having a Direct for the sake of just having a Direct. I'm not. Listen, I'm telling you, I probably wouldn't want to have Nintendo come out and have a Direct with a bunch of fluff. That is what I'm not looking forward to. I don't want a bunch of fluff. I don't want a bunch of. I'm sorry, Geeky. A bunch of farming games. I don't want none of that. You know what? I think at this standpoint of the Switch's life, they to me are better to have a release trailer and not have a Direct at all, and then have a more flushed out Direct, later in the month, or you have a Direct that has some fluff and then you end the Direct with a release trailer. That's how you do it. That would be great. Even though like the games they announced probably wouldn't get a whole lot of love and talked about because everybody be focusing on that Direct. It focusing on the release of the trailer. I don't think Nintendo does it that way. Now that you think about it. But to me, if you have a Direct, let it be short, sweet, and to the point. I think the other, because you have a Direct with a bunch of fluff, you have a half an hour Direct and it's a bunch of fluff, then you have an issue. But if you have a Direct that has enough in it, that has some good releases, even for the Switch, like the stuff that got to be heavy hitter, stuff we're looking forward to, like Plunky Squire, Silk Song. You have some Luigi's Mansion, some Thousand Year Door, some Princess Peach, and maybe it's a few more surprises in that bad boy. Then you roll with that. That to me that's legit. Like you could deal with that. Anything more than that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Prince of Persia though, I think is pretty good. So I never played Hollow Knight. Ori 3 would be an awesome, definitely buy. If you like Ori, you owe it yourself to play Hollow Knight. Yep. Yeah. If the story is not as good as Ori, but the gameplay is outstanding. If you like Ori's gameplay, Hollow Knight is definitely, especially I've seen Hollow Knight as cheap as $5. If you get Hollow Knight for that kind of price, this is, to me, to even play. I paid full price for the cartridge, and that was like $35. And I've seen it. I've bought it on Steam for $6, just so I can have it in my Steam library. Definitely worth the pickup. Definitely, you would not go on if you like those types of Metroidvania games. You won't be disappointed. All right, but yeah, you're right. Ori 3 would be an awesome, definitely buy. All right, good people. Listen, I'm gonna go through a couple more. I kind of want to just branch through here real quick. Let me go look at Kotaku. What Kotaku talking about? So Ubisoft wants you to be comfortable, not owning your own games. I know they do, but I hate that. I hate that. You know what? That these video games have gotten so. These video companies have gotten so greedy that they want to milk every dollar out of you. That just, you mean that just. It just infuriates me. It's like, you know what, from that perspective, you know, it's like I don't know how long. Like I would love to be in my 80s still playing games, but you know what, when they do stuff like that, it's like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'm trying to. Mm 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 mm. I don't know, good people. I think that might be it when it comes to big time stories that I want to talk about. Um, of course, if you haven't got a micro SD card, $14 or $15 is really good for a 120 gigabyte. $8.90. My heart said that. $8.99. $9. This is a steal. If you just needed some storage, but you know what? To me, it's like 120 gigabyte is not gonna do nothing for me. It's got to be, you know, a half a gigabyte. I mean half a terabyte or a full terabyte. Let's see. He says, gaming debt retirement fund going towards more games / consoles. Ha. You know what? I know, man. Listen, my wife's like, man, you just buy too much stuff. I know I do. I'll settle down one day. Just not today. Now, this is sad to hear. Unannounced Halo Battle Royale reportedly shelved. I mean, I understand why. You know what? Because Halo is not doing well. You know what? I mean, I'm telling you, listen, if someone asks me right now, how do you revive Halo? And it's easy. This is a thoroughly and easy way to revive Halo. You revive the story. You create an experience like no other in first person. You make a first person Halo game be something to be at all about and to remember, and then you build an experience online that's like no other. It's easy. The direction of it is easy. You have the great story when people want to just buy your game just to play the story, and then you map out some great online experiences that you can't get nowhere else. Then it's phenomenal. They have everything already. I don't know if you guys ever play like some of the extra game modes on Halo, like Oddball and Juggernaut. Man, it's super fun. Could you imagine that online? Imagine playing Juggernaut online. Like, I didn't even play it online. I just played it I played a couch potato with my kids, and we love it. Like, to this day, it is the reason why my Xbox 360 is still hooked up. Because when my son comes down, we have all the controllers, and we just play Halo 3. We play Juggernaut, and we play Oddball. We play all these great side quest games that is super duper fun. And that's what they need to recreate that experience. I don't know how you do it, but that's what they need to do to turn Halo around. So you know what? This doesn't shock me, this announcement. But once again, these people need to listen to people that play the game and get their opinions on the matter. Quake the 311 says, "Hey, I hope the Peach game isn't garbage." I'm with you on that one. I hope the Peach game is something like, man, this is dope. That's what I'm with you on that. The DS game was terrible. Her superpower was crying. That won't fly in this day and age. Absolutely. You listen, you absolutely right. That definitely would not fly in today's. You got Pieces Creek. Listen, man, you'll have every woman feminist group lining up in Nintendo in Japan, ready to. No, not in Japan. It'd be over here in America, ready to break their doors down. That'd be crazy. Hold on, it says I don't think I answered all these questions. I've seen Hollow Knight. I like casual playthrough of games in general, but if I might be, it might be interesting in Silk Song. I would want to play Hollow Knight first. I was thinking about ukulele. Ukulele is great. Listen. Both ukulele games. Ukulele, the Impossible Liar, is probably the better of the two, and that's more side scrolling. That's another great game. I could definitely highly recommend ukulele. Ukulele is a more. I mean, it's not as. I can't say Hollow Knight was difficult, but it wasn't easy either. So, but ukulele, oh yeah, definitely. You catch that on sale, that's another great pickup. To paraphrase Zanny, what in the Fortnite is this? Ah, man, what in the Fortnite? What do they got? What do we got going on here? Yeah, man. So, all right. So, well, just a quick. Okay, I think this will probably be our last story of the evening. Before I guess, I mean, I thought I was going to go to Walmart, but I don't think it's going to happen. The MSI Claw interview. Well, I'm not going to talk about the interview. I'm just going to talk about the actual system itself. I am definitely looking forward to the reviews. I definitely would not be getting one. I think my handheld PC handheld buying is over because I had to really think about this the other day. Like, I don't know how much time that I'm going to give to a PC handheld besides the obvious. Now, I tell you this much. If Madden comes to the Switch, I probably will be selling my PC handhelds except my Steam Deck. I wouldn't have any. My main these systems now is just Madden machines for me. Like I can play Madden in my bed and I like that. But Madden or college football comes to the Switch. For me, it might not be for everybody. It's gonna be I won't have a PC handheld. I won't even have a need for one. And to me, if I'm a PC handheld maker, that is what I'm worried about the most. It's like, you know what? I need to create a system that is as cheap as the Switch to be competitive. Because if a Switch comes out and it's $400 or $500 and it offers more and offers to some of the same games, and you get Call of Duty and you get Madden on that bad boy, best believe, and they are in more marketplaces and people, their brand is stronger. Like, people don't like, my friends don't know what a Lenovo Go is. My friends are just finding out what a Steam Deck is. Kids don't know what a Steam. I can tell you right now, middle school kids do not know what a Steam Deck is. They absolutely don't. Very few of them. They know what a PS5 is. They know what an Xbox is. They know what a Switch is. They don't. They just don't know. They're not making those brand of kids who are, how can I say, computer savvy. They're not. These kids don't even care about having what kind of a computer anymore. And that's like the majority of the kids that I am dealing with. But I'm in a Title I school district, so financially these kids is not going to spend $1,000 on a computer. They're not. And that's to me $1,000 on a gaming PC is like you at the bottom of the barrel. So you're not even getting that. So it's the kind of environment. So I just don't know how relevant these gaming handheld PCs are going to be, especially if Valve can figure out a way to make the experience of both SteamOS and a PC work simultaneously on their devices. Then these other ones is not going to have a chance. Because they don't have the ecosystem. They don't have it. Like, hey, the Lenovo Go is a beautiful system, but it takes games too long to load. That's the reason why it's sitting over there. The Rogue Ally is a little bit better, but man, that battery drains after 3/4 of Madden. That's why it sits over there. Now my Steam Deck, it's still solid. I play that. I'm getting good battery life, good gameplay. No complaints. Play 2K. I can play 5 games of 2K before that thing. That's all I need. A good night of 2K, I can go to sleep. But I can't say that for everything else. Yeah. So good people, listen. Enough of these stories. I look forward to, whatever new rumors that come out for the Switch. I think that stories are always fun and dandy to talk about. It's just nothing that has any legitimacy for me to stick with it. Let me answer some questions real quick before we get to start on our wheel. It says, I think I read that story. All right. So I've seen ukulele on sale, and I think it's like 80-90% off. Yeah, definitely. The original ukulele is kind of like Super Mario. It can't give you that Super Mario 64 vibe. But Impossible Liars, man, is more of a side-scrolling game, and it's good. I like it. I liked it. Matter of fact, I liked it a lot. Yeah. Captain C said, for real, the Prince of Persia demo is all right. Takes me back to something back on the GBA days, missing an opportunity to add a double jump for classic feel. I believe the double jump builds into the game. I think I saw some videos where they have a double jump function. It's just they don't start you off with it. But I don't know. I could be, I think that's what it is. But yeah, you're right. I enjoyed it so far. An interesting idea came to mind. Oh, hold on, let me go ahead. Supersonic Mike J says, an interesting idea came to mind Sunday. What if the next game/console someday could have the ability to play almost any old console game on the new console? Example, like Switch 5 can play Wii and play. Okay, I get you. Then something similar for Xbox play. Now, Xbox currently has a pretty good system in place where it has the ability to play Xbox One, the original Xbox. You can play original Xbox games currently on your Xbox now. It's just that there's only certain games that allow you to do that. It has to have the system will update, and then it will just emulate the game right off the disc. So Xbox has something like that, and I think that's crazy good. They're definitely deaf to the ways of Game Gear and Atari Lynx, boy. The battery life of them two systems right there, boy, especially Atari Lynx, was absolutely terrible. Atari Lynx was pretty terrible. I'm glad I bought that and had it long and didn't have it long enough where I could return it. And I sure did. I returned. That's a system that got returned. The Game Gear was fun, but it took too many batteries and you had to have it plugged up, so it didn't get a whole lot of play. So eventually, what you do, you end up going back to the original Game Boy. All right, good people, listen. Hey, let me switch up out of this here. And tonight is a really slim night, a great opportunity to get yourself on the wheel. If you haven't got a chance to get yourself twice on the wheel, this is your opportunity. If you're on Facebook, hey, type in with your boy. Just say, what up, Gaming Dad? Or, if you know my legal name, what up to you, boy? And I'll put you here on the board, give you opportunity to win a $10 eShop card, courtesy of Photos by Dave Reed. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Photos by Dave Reed provided the gaming card tonight. And I hope you guys win it, and it's a blessing to you. All right. That's right. Listen, you know what? Why not? The sheep has spoken. Let's get it in. Let's figure out what the sheep gonna have to say first. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. If your name is picked first, you'll kindly hear the sweet tones of your boy, Peter Griffin. Uh-oh, you can't hear nothing because Peter is not even up and running. What? I don't know what's going on. At least my sound is not going on. Oh, there we go. Oh, didn't know what's going on. I couldn't hear it. Maybe you heard it, hit it a couple more times, but I couldn't hear it. But now I can hear it in my ear. That'll be all good. All right, good people. Listen, so without a shadow of a doubt, let's get into the wheel. And we're going to start off with the sheep. What did the sheep say? Oh, that's what the sheep said. She said bad. Who's our first one to get the sheep tonight? And it will be Bassett 24/7 YT. What did the sheep say? What did the sheep say? Bassett YT, ladies and gentlemen, is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep it pushing off to our first loser of the night. Who will that be? First loser of the night will be not Captain C. Captain. I spelled it wrong. I put Caption C. Ha! My bad, Captain C.
You lose.
But you're out of here, my brother. You're out of here. Peace out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to our swell 12. Dub City is going to be our first one off the board. Well, not first, but third. Dub C is up out of here. We'll keep rolling and scrolling and flowing. Who will be next to catch all the flex? And it will be, oh, not my sister. A geeky chick is out of here. All right. The question is, if Gaming Dad wins, if I win tonight, I said already that I'm giving my winnings to Icon since 1987. All right. We're back at 10 for the win. Who is up next to catch all the flex? And exit left, it will be my brother Quake 311 is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing and moving. We're down to 9. But she fine. I said the sheep already. Steve M, my brother from another mother, is out of here. Peace out. All right. Who's up next? We're down to 8. Who's up next for the date? Just don't be late. Oh, I missed the head. Braylon Head is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man. Thanks for coming through, my brother. Don't forget, man, to follow me, man, on YouTube. You know, your boy is on Instagram at GamingDad3, TikTok at GamingDad0, and Twitter /X at gaming_dad3. All right, Mr. Head is off the board. We're down to 7, the number of completion. And up next to catch the flex, it will be your boy, Gaming Dad.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Son said, what is the smallest / largest wheel you ever had? I think the smallest wheel I ever had was like 12. I think 12 has been the smallest. And the largest was my first Christmas stream where we reached almost 100 people. It was crazy. It was like everybody was like little bitty lines. It was crazy, but it was fun. That was a fun show. I gave out a ton of stuff that year. A ton of stuff. All right, we're down to 6. Who's left in the mix? Who will be next to catch all the flex and be our second loser tonight? It will be Sonic Knuckle Tails.
You lose.
Is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through, my brother. But he on here twice this night. You could have did the same thing earlier, but we down to 5. Who is left to be alive? Who up for that jive? And our winner tonight will be Icon since 1987 is our winner tonight. But you know how we do.
Psych.
Better luck next time. slugheads.
Icon since 1987 is off of the books. We down to our final four, ladies and gentlemen. Who will it be? Dre Day, representing Facebook in the building. Super Sonic Mockingjay is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. He is ready and primed to get the W again this year. And John Samurai is on here twice as nice in the final wheel. Who will it be? Let's go. We start with 4. We got to cut it down to 2. Who will it be? Drizzy Dre.
Very good. Very good. You know something?
Know something, Dre?
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
Come back. 1 year.
1 year. Oh, my girl Dre is off the board. Listen, it's only 2 people left on the board. It could be John Samurai versus John Samurai, and it won't be. It won't be. Soon I can tell. Super Sonic Mockingjay is still on the board. John Samurai is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we down to our final 2. Super Sonic Mockingjay has made it again, my friend, and John Samurai representing Twitch. All right, it's in the building. You know how we do. Nick Cannon, where you at, man? Nick Cannon been over there chilling, having all these babies. That's crazy. He got a lot of kids. All right, without any further ado, let's get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner tonight will be Super Sonic Mockingjay gets the dub. Ladies and gentlemen, kids, give him a round of applause. Super Sonic Mockingjay proves that, hey, taking a little bit more effort.
Your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
I didn't say nothing to Google. But Sonic Knuckle J proves that, you know what, taking a little bit of effort and putting and going off to your Twitch and jumping on and making a comment proves out in the end. We are very, very appreciative. Hey, brother, he said the game is, he said, both entries. He said both entries left. He said, you saying it's rigged? It's rigged now because you won? Oh, look at that. It's crazy. Baby. I love it when you call. Yeah, that was it. Super Sonic. Yeah, that was it. Man, that was the cut, man. Hit it, baby D. I'm like, oh, Mockingjay, Big Papa. Oh, listen, I got you. I sent it to you on Discord. I got to send Geeky hers from last week. All right, good people, listen, man. Hey, another great show, man. I'm glad everybody was there to chime in and participate tonight, man. You know what, man? The news cycle is bound to have a bomb explosion. We just don't know when that explosion is going to be. Hopefully, it's by March. But right now, man, things is going slow. So, of course, you got some great things that come out of CES that I didn't cover tonight, man. But, you know, that could have just extended the show for super duper long. But nothing really, really major. I kind of wanted to talk about the headset, the X-Ray headset. But, you know, we'll wait for next week to talk about that. I got to do some more research. Currently, before we got to the poll question of the night was, should Xbox Game Pass be available on other console? 45% says yes. 55% say no. You know what, man? I've wavered back and forth. I think it'll be a good thing for gamers if it was, but I think really at the end of the day, I say no. And Xbox needs to go ahead and just make a handheld or partner with a handheld company to make it happen on that system. All right, good people. Listen, you know how I like to end my show. I always like to end in prayer. I like to give God the praises because, you know, we are all here today because he allowed us to be. You know, there's people on this earth that checked out today, but you didn't. I want to say that again. It's people on this earth who left the earth today. And they're gonna meet their judgment. Some people left today and they're going to meet Jesus immediately on the express train. And you know what? Jesus is going to say, hey, you know what? I know you. I know someone. I say a part of me lives in you, or he's gonna say, man, no, I don't live in you. So you don't know me. So you got to depart from me. And I just pray that more of you guys just figure out and find out who he is, because he loves you. He grieves when you are unsure of who he is. So I just want to give you, I'm going to say this prayer tonight, and I pray that the Holy Spirit fills me and I'm able to broadcast this message so more people hear. I pray in the name of Jesus that more people come to the kingdom of God and be able to absorb his love that he has for all of us. He grieves when you don't love him. He grieves when you make other things in this world, on this earth, more important than he is. I pray right now in the name of Jesus that this message touches you, that you are compelled to come to Christ, to find out who he is and live your life according to his will. I pray, Lord, that they understand the importance of complete surrender is an abundance of love. When you surrender to his will and to his love and to his decrees and precepts, you find out that living life on this earth becomes peaceful and easy. The same God that went out to the sea and told the sea to be still and quiet, it's the same God that do it for you in your life in any situation that you're dealing with. I pray in the name of Jesus that they feel that right now, that their hearts are touched. I pray that they are blessed, that you bless their relationships that they have in their life. I pray, Lord, that you bless them with good people that surrounded them. Good people, Lord, that understands and want to praise you and want to bring them even closer to your kingdom. I pray that for them in their lives. I pray for their relationship between their parents and their brothers and their siblings and their friends and their sons and their daughters. I pray, Lord, that your hands be upon them. I pray that you let no weapon formed against them prosper. I pray, Lord, that they are reminded that they can do all things through Christ that strengthens them. I thank you for this opportunity to be able to pray to them online right now. And I pray that more people hear this message as the days go by. I pray that they stay to the very end and grab this prayer. I thank you, Lord, for using me as a vessel this very evening, and I will continue to be that vessel for you as long as you can use me. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray and give thanks to those who are, I give praise to you, Lord, but I pray that those that are listening give you the praise as well. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Good people, this your boy Gaming Dad. I know that's a little long in prayer, but you know what? I had to get it in. It's a must. Captain C says, Sonic Knuckle Tail says, any news on GT? He hasn't. No, GT is, he told me, GT sent me a message, and he told me for a year. I'm assuming he's doing something with his job. He didn't go into great details. He said that he wasn't going to be able to be on the show for about a year. And so how he communicates with, he still communicates, like he still goes back and watches the show and then jumps on, and he always say a message in the comments. So the best way that, if you want to, either you find him on, he's in our Discord group. So you can definitely check him out there. He's also, he also replies to a lot of the videos. So, if you go back and watch the video and you look at the comments, he typically chimes in on his thoughts and things of that nature. So, but his job got him really, really busy. He reached out to me, so we're gonna hang around. We gotta get that brother back on the show somehow, some way. So, so y'all just keep him in y'all prayers, and you know what? Don't worry, he'll be fine. Mendez, I've attempted to communicate with Mendez on Instagram, and he has not responded. So I'm gonna pray that everything's going well in his life as well. He eventually did lose his father, so just pray that he is well. That's all I can say. But good people, listen, we're gonna end this in a wonderful night in the immortal words of Don Cornelius from Soul Train. Peace, love, and soul, good people. Your boy Gaming Dad loves you. Have a good week, and we will see you guys Tuesday. I'm glad I thought about that. Tuesday of next week. This is my final weeks of basketball is winding down, and I know for sure I have a game next Monday. So I will see you on Tuesday. Don't forget, good people, if you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. If you just come through for some reason or another and you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button. I think you got a great community, and I would love for you to be able to get our notification to let us know we're going live and come in here and join us and talk some good game and talk about the gaming industry. And you know what? This way your voice can be heard. I try my best to get through every comment as long as we are broadcasting. So feel free, man. Come back in and join us. So to Facebook, Twitter land, Twitch land, YouTube, I say good night and peace, love, and soul, good people. This is your boy, Gary Dad, and I'm an Audi 5000G. Peace.